Today I interviewed Carlo, one of the cooks here at Leo's. He's a very funny man, and I wanted to know a little more about him. For the first couple years of his life, until he was about 16, he lived in New Jersey, where he kind of bounced around homes there, and went to Pennsylvania/North Carolina. From there he went to Florida, South Carolina, to Ohio, and then back to South Carolina, where he currently resides and works here at Leo's with us currently. His starting off career, he went straight into the Marine Corps, where that included his basic training, which was about 13 weeks in South Carolina. He went for his infantry, where he would reside for his Marine Corps career for 8 weeks at Camp Geiger. From there, he went to Pennsylvania, where he did his recruiting on where he would go and where he would be stationed. From there, he went to his first camp, Camp Laguna, in North Carolina, for about 4 years before he got his first deployment. His first deployment of 3, they were all 3 to Iraq, lasted very short. He ended up on his first deployment, getting his first kill to his first weapon. Not before cleaning up fires, hazardous material waste for about 3 months. So his first firefight where he got his first kill, unfortunately, wasn't the best scenario. It was a 13-year-old boy that had no business having a gun and tried to fire back at him. He had to unfortunately take the fight. From there, he got pulled out of combat and then went to PTSD counseling and anger management and a lot of emotional training. From there, he got basically sent home for weeks, maybe about 3 to be exact. He got sent right back out for his second deployment. For his second deployment, everything he said was pretty standard. Nothing he said too out of the ordinary. It was just a normal deployment up in Iraq, making sure everything was good. His third deployment was probably his toughest at this point. He got into multiple firefights, and that's where, unfortunately, he ended up losing his men of the 0311 infantry group. There was multiple casualties in this group where resulted in losses of lives and him having to walk through burning bodies. He says that smell will never leave him any day. From there, he went back to Pennsylvania and then pretty much stayed there for about 2 or 4 months. To be honest, he doesn't really remember. Where he then went back to Iraq as an independent military contractor. Only because it was easier than being a U.S. civilian at the time to him. He couldn't handle it. He couldn't make it here without the routine and without being able to do what he used to do. The thing that pulled him back into his life was he got married, coming back to South Carolina, coming back to the United States, where he got married and opened a business. Not very long after opening that business, he got it up and running, and over the course of a couple months, he got some good offers and ended up turning around and selling it. Where unfortunately, sooner or later, his wife and him had a child and they decided to go their separate ways. He devoted 7 years of his life after that to not the best choices. He chose to choose crime and to do a couple of things that he really regrets mentioning and will not speak about. From there, he turned back to living a life just trying to be himself again, where he struggled and had very, very bad episodes with PTSD, depression, anger issues, and just overall a bunch of very inhumane thoughts until he found God. And this is where I've met him, was when he first started here at Leo's, which was in 2021 through about 2022. He stayed here as a cook and just was normal. Kind of chose to speak funnily, be funny, try to be an uplifting person. He also severely suffered from his drug addiction, which unfortunately everybody do get addicted to things that they shouldn't. And he was one of the unfortunate souls that got very addicted. After finding God, he really struggled with putting it down and finally got clean. From there for a couple of years. He moved back to Ohio to try to find better for himself, and didn't really end up finding much. And he came back down here to South Carolina in 2024, where he's currently residing. And since finding God, he is also going to